Anti-government demonstrators openly defied President Daniel Ortega's ban on protesting on Saturday. It was the first time people had taken to the streets since October, when they suffered a violent backlash, and once again they were met with heavy-handed police tactics. Protesters are calling on the government to end the repression and are demanding the release of all political prisoners.
We're fighting for the freedom of our political prisoners. They're not criminals, just normal people who want to push out our corrupt leader, Daniel Ortega.
Journalists covering the demonstrations were also attacked, as protesters sought shelter in malls and houses. Dozens of demonstrators and members of the press were arrested. The unrest began a year ago with students demonstrating against a national pension reform plan. The government response left at least 360 people dead, scores injured, and more than 700 imprisoned. 2 weeks ago, President Daniel Ortega renewed calls for a national dialogue, facing increasing international pressure and an economic crisis. On Friday, he released 50 prisoners as a show of goodwill, joining 100 others let out in late February, but they will remain under house arrest. People cheered as detainees were driven away from La Modelo high-security prison, but the mothers of those still behind bars couldn't control their desperation. "We want them free and healthy," this mother cried. At least 570 people remain behind bars. Some analysts believe the releases are necessary for real talks to happen.
It's clear that those released keep having a sword over their head. The trials continue and the charges remain in effect. But it's a first step. In any case, this process will be long and difficult.
But with dissent remaining criminalized and heavily repressed on the streets of Managua, it will be difficult for any real negotiations to start. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera.